Okay, this is going to be a short video because the couple of ones were a little bit longer than this one, but I meant to talk about Psalms, Bible scriptures, and stuff like that when you're doing certain works, okay? Now, every priest or priestess works differently. It all depends on their familiar they are with that particular spirit or a particular saint, or just the way they know how to work with their formula. Okay, because each spirit works differently. Some work faster than the others. Some take time. Some need to be, the altar needs to be resurrected, whether it be outside, near a toilet. So these are all going to be different. And I want you people to understand something too. Please read. Please read. When you do look at these videos, I don't care from who you're looking from, write down what they're saying. Write down why. Write down when. Okay? And hey, if you need to get a reading or something, get a reading so that you can find out if this is something that you need to do or if you needed somebody's help. Me, I'm going to tell you right now, if there's a certain job that needs to be done for you that it came out in your reading or whatever, if I am not familiar with the work, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to tell you to do this and do that. I just am a person that I'm very cautious when it comes to people's spirituality, what they want, what they need. Because sometimes it's two different things. And then another time, they're shocked when they figure out how much goes into the work and how much does it cost. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're paying the person to do the job, that doesn't cover the material or the shopping listing. That's a complete different thing. Okay, so be aware for that as well. I'm going to go down my steps as to how I did it because I want this to be quick. Okay, certain Hougan, certain mumbles or whatever, Santeria, whatever. Everybody, like I said, has their way of working, and then some. The priest or priestess may have a good a very good work, a particular job. I don't like to use spell. I say work or job. They have a particular way where they do a job and they have results. That means that they specialize in that area. Okay? Some people are good with love, romance work, and stuff like that, or breaking up people's household, or do work to go for them to go to court, work for them against the streets with the police officers. Every Hougan in one way or the other is different. They all have their different things, and it could be too the spirits that they used to working with. Okay? Because I know when I'm doing my stuff and I need Jewish to do them, I know what she's going to be able to take care of, because when I signed up in our contract together between me and her, it doesn't mean that I already had her in my spiritual court, but I know the relationship I have with her, what she's going to be able to take care of, and what I'm not going to be able to let her go ahead and do that. Also, some people, they could need the work of Papa Ogu, you know, a particular Ogu that specializes in this type of work, healing, careers, all these other kinds of stuff. Each spirit falls under that category. That's why I tell you guys that just because you conjured, just because you got initiated into whatever else, you still have work to do. Don't go blaming the Hougan, the mumble, and say that, oh, they didn't give you nothing and that's okay with you. No, it's not. And don't fall for this other trick where they say, oh, the spirit is going to come into your dream and give you the meaning of the cards. And no, not going to happen. Okay? Yes, you may have a spirit that helps you with your divination. You have a couple of dreams that talks about it, but to sit there, go to bed, and they tell you all the cards, never heard of it, and it doesn't exist. Just like you hear the other thing where the people say, at 7 years old, everything always happens to them. 7 years old, they went in front of the communion. In the Catholic Church, they fell down, they had Dambala. Or they know somebody who did 3 days underwater, got up, found their little Haitian chair and their rattles like that. And that's the mother that has everything you possibly could want. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's what I meant to say when I'm talking about what type of work and what and who, okay? What herbs or powders. This is where I say to you all, even when I'm doing the reading for you guys, I always say, please have your pen and paper. Okay, the pen and paper is not only just for the reading, because the reading is something that if you decide to stick with me to do the work, you need to have that reading written down. Because when I'm doing the reading, sometimes I don't remember everything word for word. Okay, you got to also remember, I'm not just reading myself, I'm reading with the Spirit. Okay, some of the things that I'm hearing, I don't know how you do that in English. I have to depend on you to replay the reading back, and then I'll be able to figure out what is going on. I don't care if somebody says to you, "Oh, I don't have that happen when I get it when I do the readings," because guess what? We all have our own spirits. Okay, now what prayer, what psalms, okay, that you need to recite before you do the work, in the middle of the work, after the work. How many days does it have to stay lit? What happens when it is lit? What time of day does that particular work need? Is it in the morning before the sun rises or after it rises? Is it something that you need to do at night, after midnight? Everything has its own order. It has its own regulations. This is why it's so important for your initiator to give you the invocations that go with the different spirits, okay? And if you can, try to remember them as much as possible, because you're not going to know who's going to come through your door and they're going to say that this is what they were told, that's what they were told, but they said they could never do it because they didn't know the language. Of course, when this person comes, you verify that they're a priest or a priestess. But just don't go give all your information to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and you don't even know if they really are who they say they are. Trust me, I've had it happen. I've done full readings, and after that they tell me, I just had a reading last month, and she told me pretty much exactly what you told me. So who are you waiting to tell you the truth? That's your answer right there. Stop going to everybody's house and get readings. Stop it already. Have the faith inside of yourself to believe that the first reading that was given to you is accurate. You're just waiting to see if you need a second opinion. Stop it. Just stop. You're not supposed to have your life on everybody's table open up. It's not good for you. And then another thing, it's not good for your spirit, because sometimes your spirits need privacy. They need their privacy. They're talking to you. Okay? They're in you, telling you not to do this. They don't want to be known all over the place from a reading. You're giving your date of birth. You're giving your natural name. You don't do that. And I don't care who says that that's not true. Get as many as you need is a damn liar. Okay? It's not happening over here. So you know what I went to do? I went on YouTube and I told them, do not come to me when you just had a reading a month ago or last week. I'm not going to do it. And don't think I can't find out, because as soon as I put the cards down, I'll be able to tell if you did, if I see the cards that's coming up on you. Okay? We all have our ways of doing stuff. That's what makes every one of us unique in our own way. Okay, what saint picture if you need? For instance, us Voodooizans, we always use an image. Some of us use that image so we can write our petition behind it. Okay, when we're asking the favor to do such and such, or you may not be able to use the whole thing. Able to do the petition on the back of it, but that's when you use your parchment paper or your paper brown bag to do your petition on. Either way or not, it has to be done. Okay, so because like I say, every tradition does this differently. This is the way I was taught. Okay, with the image. Money to put down before or after. If you go to a Hougan or a Mumble and you ask for a job that needs to be done, okay, immediately, and you know as the priest or the priestess, you can't deliver that work this soon. You got to turn it down. Turn it down. You can't do it. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to say to somebody $500. They'll say, I'll be back. I'm going to the ATM. Because they thinking you got the power to get them from not paying the court or listening to what the judge says to pay the child support. or the fun that the hell that you got to go to through these attorneys and stuff like that, not happening. Okay, because there's some court cases and stuff like that that needs more work than others. But if you got somebody that's behind jail who needs to get out, that's another recipe. Some require chickens or roosters. This is what, like I said, has to be done when you go. Okay, don't ever go to somebody's house and they are priest or priestess and they tell you that they don't read. They could just tell you what it is. Whoa. Some jobs, I'm going to tell you, take 30 days or more for its effects. This is what you need to be honest about. Okay? I'm glad you came to me. Somebody referred you to me and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to help you. That is not in my practice. I don't have what it takes to do that specific job, or I don't work with those type of spirits that require that job to be done. Okay? So pay attention to that. Another thing too is when I told you about the money to put down or after, do know that sometimes the money that's being put down is the energy that you're doing to get that spirit working. Okay? So if somebody says to you, this is how much it costs, but it's not going to cost, you don't have to put this down now or after until the work is done. So give me, let's say if the job is 400. That's not with materials. Okay? Give the person the 200 down. Okay? And then when they see the results, they come and they give you the 200. If you don't see any results and stuff like that, do the reading to find out where it got screwed up or they didn't pay attention to. Okay? Consult with your cards, consult with your spirits. I don't care if you do the lamps, the candles, or the water, whatever it is that you use, your method of divination. Just find out if everything is going okay or what else you have to do. Does the spirit have to sit here, you as the person that's coming to do the work, is there something that you have to recite every day as well that could be in your shoe, underneath your sneaker? Or sometimes there's ones where we have to put a safety pin on somewhere on your body that you're walking around with during this job is being done. So that's why I said to you, it's so much that you got to be able to be alert to make sure that you're going to say, I can do it before you do it. Okay? Now, what planet or archangel? Now, this kind of stuff is for the Hougan or the Mambo. Okay? We have to know what days what spirit works. Okay? Which one is going to work for the particular job? Is it something that's done in the morning or night? Does it require to know the person's astrology sign, the day of their birthday, what day, what archangel goes with them? You understand what I'm saying? To help in that job. For instance, we got the four corners where east, west, north, and south has a different angel that's dominating it. So we know if we want to deal with a situation where we need to fight and to get what is that we know we're going to have to use Archangel Michael. If we go into a courthouse and we need a mediator and we need all that other kind of stuff, that's Saint Uriel, which is in the north part. If we need to, some assistance in some type of healing, some type of emotional, and some type of job that needs to be a little bit more soft, you would go to Archangel Gabriel, because that's his domain. He's also the healing doctor. Okay? So also certain spirits to live there. And the most important one of all is Papa Loco. Okay? That's why we have a lot of songs that tell him to go ahead and fly his wings to bring the news to us. It's a beautiful thing when you really know what's going on. It really is. How many days? Okay, days requires, let's say for instance, how many days do we have to keep the lamp or the candle consistently clear? Meaning that we have to make sure it has oil. We have to make sure if it doesn't need any more colognes or powders or whatever. every day means something different. All depends on the job. Or the lamp can't go out. It always has to have a reserve. You understand what I'm saying? So when the lamp is getting down, you start another one and put the oil in it. You cannot walk around after somebody done paid you $1,000 for a specific job. You just start the job, you leave it in there, and that's it. It don't go like that. And then next thing you know, I see you coming around the corner in your Lex Boomer or the Benz. Okay, the Lex, Coats, Beamer, and the Benz. Because you just went to somebody's house, you sit here and, you took somebody's $1,000 because they had work to do, but you sitting here going to take the honeys to the club. Okay? All that other, fiasco, I call it. Because you're not covered until the person's satisfied. Okay? And if you see that you cannot do that job, don't tell the person you can. And don't be a greedy Hougan marble and say, I'm not going to give the Hougan over there the chance because he knows the work. And you're being, egotistic, you know what I'm saying? Or a spectator on nonsense. There's song books. We're not living in a time anymore where there is no people putting this out in books, online, or whatever. This world is set up now to make sure everybody knows what they need to know. Okay? So, that being said, you are Hougan your mumble, but you don't have one spiritual book inside your house. Nothing on astrology, numerology, playing cards, tarot cards, all that stuff, oils, stones, all that stuff that you need to know to master your spirituality. Do you hear what I just said? To master your spirituality. It ain't over because you just went to consult. It's not over. You're starting your life to be in a whole complete different role. The Asson is your diploma. Okay? Now, you get your diploma, you finish that school. Now, the diploma wants you to go and learn something else. You're never a master of it, okay? You may be powerful, you may know how to work, but you still got to go to school, okay? Here's another one. Also, this is not for everyone because you may have another or more experience. Let's say, for instance, I have a friend of mine, and he or she is good with making sure that people's immigration, people's stability is not jeopardized. And so now you become that person, the source that most of your fellow or fella priestess and priestesses go to. Okay? Because I don't deal in that department. Okay? Because I don't have that, how could I say that? Certain types of spirits who can say, yes, this is what is going to happen when you get them. Because let me tell you something, certain jobs with certain spirits require a sacrifice. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You gotta give that spirit to make it more powerful. You have to add a bird to it. But that's not your business, nor is it something that you go after you watch this channel and go and tell somebody else, make sure that they're using this and make sure that, because you're not going to win. That's when you should get your ass kicked. Every spirit has its own way of working. All depends on what work. I just said that before. It was on the list, so I already said it. Well, guys, I'm going to keep this one short because I just did another one before this. I'm drained. My back hurts. My neck hurts. And nevertheless, my throat. So I'm going to go and relax. Everybody, thank you for watching Hougan La Bouche Mystic channel. This is Hougan Chris. Watch the previous videos from before so you can see exactly who I am, what I am. I have my phone number on the online. When I put it up, they got the phone number, email address, everything. It's up to you whether you want to reach out or not. But I'm still continuing to be here to educate you. Bye-bye, everybody.